everyone, welcome to the next installment of our kitchen items page. We are using Castle Art Soft Touch pencils for this series and Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. So we have a jar with some implements in. We have a fish slice, a balloon whisk and 3 spoons. Now we can do the spoons as wooden spoons or metallic spoons. I'm going to have a little think. Let's start with the jar. I quite like the idea of doing it in a sort of terracotta-y colour to start with. I'm looking at my colours and I actually think the burnt sienna will give us the best nearest match, so I'm going to grab that to start with. So here it is, burnt sienna. I need to sharpen it a little bit and then we can start with that. So I'm just going to try and build it up a little bit on the edge and then less towards the centre. I just popped next door to check my messages. I always have a bit of a worry when I'm recording in the other room that my sons might be trying to get in touch with me. Now one of them should be in an exam, so I do hope that he isn't trying to get in touch with me. I think he said his paper was 2¼ hours. I think they start about 9:15, so he's not going to be available until about 11:30 to tell me how it went. But I'll message him later and find out. My other son is revising this morning at college before his exam this afternoon. I think he was going to revise some computing even though he's got a maths exam, which I think is probably a fairly sensible idea because you don't want to be finding out what you don't know 5 minutes before your exam when you haven't got time to learn it. So I think he's probably doing the right thing. He did send me a message. I just had this feeling, I think sometimes as a mum you just do, I don't know. But it was just something really, it was a map showing comments on something and I have no idea what it was. He said it was turf or something, I don't know, T-E-R-F, no clue. Right, now I want to darken the edges of that to make the pot look more rounded before I add colour to the rest of it. So I'm just looking at, I think I'm going to use the sepia. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think that's quite a good dark contrasty colour. So here is the sepia and I'm just going to use it on the edges. I need sharpening. A lot of these pencils I haven't used yet because I got sent this set by Castle actually. When I became a Castle Arts affiliate they sent me this set for free and I haven't used it much because I've got other sets. I've got my 72 set and I've got a botanical set, a Monet set, the sea, whatever it's called, the watery one, I don't know. Put some shadow in there. I'm also going to do this terracotta, but I'm going to do this dark bit first. So I've got quite a few sets. There's another one as well, but I can't remember what it is. I've got the 72 sets, I said. This is burnt sienna. So I haven't been using this one all the time. It's quite big. There's a lot of pencils to pick from, which can be quite good. My desk next door is a bit small for holding a 120 tin. I have to, because of the position of my lamp and things like that, I can open out 2 sections and the other one has to sit on top and sort of be shifted out of the way when I want to reach something, so it's a bit of a pain. Hence, but in here my desk has got a lot more room. Keep it tidier because I'm recording. I need to be able to see. That's quite red for terracotta, isn't it? But hey, what I think we might do is actually use the terracotta colour. We do have a terracotta. I've got to just find it. Here it is, and use it for this bit. So here it is, terracotta. Now again I want a darker bit here. I know we've got a lined pattern. I just decided to ignore it. So I want it a bit lighter in the middle, dark on the edge. A helicopter flew over when I was in between videos. I don't know what's going on there. Sometimes they're looking for people. Hopefully not. Usually they do that at night though. I think they find it easier because there's less people around and they can use their thermal imaging cameras. Okay, now the central bit, I almost did that terracotta as well, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use a slightly different colour. I think something that will look significantly different but in the same colour family. Am I making any sense? I don't know. I'm going to grab the Chinese orange and use that for the edges. So this line here, I still want to try and make it a bit darker near the edge. What time is it? I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. Try not to eat. I put on some weight. I put on 4 pounds since I've been walking more. And I don't know if I'm eating more. I'm trying to sort of think, am I eating more, am I not? I don't really know. And my weight normally stays the same all the time, which is really good. So I don't know what's happened. I'm choosing a colour for that central bit. And I think I want to go slightly lighter. I think I'm going to grab the cinnamon. And just do this bit. It's a bit strange, this bit, because a bit darker. I'm just layering it up until it feels to me like it's the right colour. You know, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Because it feels like it could be a label. Maybe it's just a pattern. There we go. Now, let's move on to something else. Now, I'm thinking if I do the fish slice next, I want to do that to look silver, like stainless steel, really. And then I'll decide on the spoons, maybe. So we've got our cool grey deep. And what I'm going to do is start at the bottom, put down a fairly thick layer, and then just start to fade it as we go up. We want to leave a bit that looks like shine. I think I'm going to leave a bit there as well. So a bit across the middle, but also maybe a bit at the top, like that. I think that'll do. I think it looks reasonably shiny. I might just make that a bit darker on the edge so we've got a bit more of a contrast. Maybe on this corner too. Sometimes having more of a contrast helps it to look more shiny. Now our balloon whisk, there isn't really much we can do because Johanna's drawn this bit in for us. You could go over that in a silver pen if you wanted it to look more metallic, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to deal with this tiny bit here and try and leave a bit of a gap in the middle so it looks like it's metallic. And I'm thinking about the handle. My balloon whisk, a metal handle, I think. So I think I'm just going to keep with this colour and do that so it looks shiny. Now the fish slice often has a metal piece here and then a plastic bit lower down. My fish slice wouldn't fit in a container like this because the handle was the wrong size. Anyway, so I'm going to do it like that, and then we'll do our spoons as wooden spoons, I think. Or we could do them gold. Let's do wood. It's a bit easier. And we're going to start, I think, with the raw umber. It's our sort of lightest brown. We don't have a lot of light browns. And I'm going to go over the whole of each spoon in this to give a sort of base colour. Now what we have to decide with our spoons is, are we looking into, is this the dipped in bit or is it the back, and is that outwards? Wooden spoons tend not to have a huge dip in them. They're not like a ladle, which would be a really big dip in the spoon. So we don't need to worry too much. I think I'm going to continue with this colour actually and just actually use Johanna's marks to help me here and here. I'm going to do that on each of them and then have a look and see how we're looking. Now they're quite light and I think that's okay. Let's have a look. You know what, I'm happy with that. I think that's good. I'm going to leave it like that. Really simple. I might just do a little bit more work on the handle. Get a little bit darker where it's nearer the edge of the jar. Like that. Okay, now we have our little bits of cloth. I don't really want to go down a completely different colour. I'm trying to make things match, but we've got silver here. I think we won't worry about that. I was thinking maybe if we go for an orangey red embroidery on this edge. So I'm thinking maybe the red ochre might be a good colour. I'm just trying to find it. Here it is. And for the embroidery, and then something pale for the cloth. So here's our red ochre. There we go. And I'm just going to do these pieces. I don't know why I think it's embroidery and not printed on. It makes absolutely no difference to the way I'm colouring it anyway. But just, I don't know, it just looked like a chain stitch pattern to me. Okay, I don't really want to leave them white, but I don't want them really bright. I'm thinking maybe there's the primrose yellow is like a dark cream. Maybe that would work quite well. Primrose yellow. Now there's a couple of really pale yellows in this set which are a little bit light, but we tend to get creams and things in most sets. It isn't as bad as some. There are some sets with a lot of very pale yellows which aren't too good, but it's not as bad as some, as I say. And I think having a bit of a cream like that is quite good. Now there'd be a little bit of shadow under here, and I'm going to actually grab my raw umber. I'm just going to sharpen it so I can get a really sharp point on there. So with my raw umber, I'm going to just put in a bit of shadow. Like that. I'm also going to do my shelf in the raw umber. I know we did it for our wooden spoons, but I'm not going to do just this colour. Or I might just darken it quite a bit and then see how it works. I want a shadow in there. I'm thinking the bottom might be darker than the top too. Let's just brush that off. I am thinking I'd quite like to add a shine line to the jar because I think it's a bit boring, but it's terracotta and it wouldn't shine. So I think I'm just going to leave it. We've got these little dots on it, but I don't think they should be white. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it there, I think. Yeah, it's okay. It's just the jar. Maybe I should have used a bigger range of colour. Not sure, but there we go. But yeah, that's me for today. We've got some strawberries tomorrow, yum. So thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely, lovely day and happy colouring.